Most people fail at tough decisions because they fall into this analysis paralysis, or they're looking for a consultant to provide answers to them. Today we're going to throw them all out. I'm going to show you a 5-minute value filter so that you can see your own internal answer emerge. Hi, my name is Joyce Lee. Some people call me the PhD Grandma. I am passionate about guiding you to live a flourishing life through simplicity and meaning and purpose. Yesterday, a friend called me up and we have coffee, and she asked me, Joyce, if you have a few minutes, I want to ask you for advice for this personal issue. In that moment, there's a huge temptation. We all want to be helpful. We all want to be an expert. We also want to help our friend to find a solution. However, many of us fall into what I call the advice trap. The trap works like this. Within the seconds of hearing the problem presented by the friend, our brains jump ahead. We stop listening and fixated on fixing something. We often say, oh, I had a similar situation like this and that, let me tell you about that story. Or what you should do is this. Maybe better still, if I were you, I will choose this, not that. Reality check. No two situations are exactly the same because they are experiencing by different people under different circumstances with all these different players. When we do this, we stop listening to the other person. We start hearing our own life story. We aren't helping them to find their path out. We're only showing them ours. What we need to do is to move from being a consultant to being a mirror. But how do you do that? First off, we do not start with the solution. We start with the framework. Let me share with you what I learned from the counseling room. I believe that most of them already lean into some kind of an answer. They're not looking for a map to their path. They are looking for a mirror so that they can see the path more clearly, the way that they are already leaning towards. My role at that moment is not a consultant or an advisor. It is to be a witness. If it was you that come for advice, I will be your witness and to hold the space to help you hear your own voice over the noise of the immediate problem. When we zoom out, the internal answer usually will emerge on its own. The first step isn't to look for the solution. We look for the feelings. I ask clarifying questions, not to find out what has happened, but to understand the context. I'm acting as a mirror there. I'm reflecting back what I hear until they can separate the facts of the situation from how those facts are making them feel. We don't move forward until the context is clear. Next, we would zoom out and I would ask how urgent this is and how important it is. We need to understand the urgency and the importance. If it is a fire burning, well, that needs a very quick solution. But if it is a slow burn, then maybe they need something else. Most of the noise comes from things that are urgent, but they may not be very important. Is it a house on fire that needs an extinguisher immediately? Or it is a slow burn that requires deep reflection? By categorizing the problem, we then can lower the heart rate and set the stage for the very important part, which is the values. Finally, we run the situation through the value filter. Well, you may ask, what is a value? Values are simply things that we hold dear. They are things that are important to us. Think of them as the non-negotiables of the soul. If you're not 100% sure of what your core values are, don't let them stop you. We'll use an agile approach. We can build it as we go and then we iterate from there. In the world of project management, it's the same. We don't wait until the perfect product is designed or built. We start with the prototype and iterate from there. I guide people through this 5-minute value sprint to define 3 core draft values. Only 3. You can mix 7, but then you can name the top 3. Why draft? Because that will remove the pressure of being right. We name what we hold dear today, we test against the decision or our situation, and we refine it as we grow. Even a draft set of values provide immediate clarity. For example, I recently worked with a coworker who is contemplating a major career move. Once we identify her top 3 values that are security, integrity, and growth, we took their dilemma and run through each one, just like running through a filter. Security. Does this new job provide the stability that my family needs right now? I have 2 small children. Integrity. Does the culture of this new organization align with my own personal ethics? Growth. Does this new role offer real opportunity for learning something new, or is just like the same old? If a path violates even with one of those draft values, the internal answer usually emerge right then and there. They didn't need someone else's advice anymore. They have their own conviction, and a calm decision follows. Let's recap. When you are facing a tough decision, most people do not need a map. They need a mirror. The advice trap happens when we try to solve someone else's problem using our own life narratives. But by zooming out, holding the space, and use the 5-minute value filter, we allow the internal answer to naturally emerge. The truth is, if you don't have your set of values defined, you'll be forever in this advice trap, probably relying on someone else's mirror instead of your own. But when you know what you hold dear, your path forward becomes clear. My challenge to you today is that stop being that consultant or advisor, but start being a witness for others and for yourself. Don't wait for the next crisis to find your direction. Take 5 minutes right now. What are your 3 draft values? What are the things you hold most dear in this season of your life? You can type your values in the comments below and we can iterate together. If you're ready to take a deep dive in aligning your life with your purpose, I'd love to see you in our Purpose Alignment Lab. Remember, your life is a harvest. Make sure you're planting in the right seeds. See you in the next video.